Imagine holding two identical artifacts. Like, one is a relic from 1987, and the other is just this complete imposter from 2021.
It is a pretty wild scenario, yeah.
Right. And I want to give a quick shout out to Don tuning in from Chicago. We know you are a serious learner and you love a good puzzle.
Oh, yeah. Don sent us a great one this time.
He really did. The document you sent us, Don, it's called We Need Your Help.pdf, and it's basically the ultimate spot the difference game.
It really is.
So today we are launching a custom exploration into the source material to figure out how to tell these two apart. Just a real deep dive.
I love doing these because, we're looking at a classic piece of pop culture hardware here, but with a really weird twist.
Okay, let's unpack this. The core mystery here is how to distinguish between the original Kenner Ghost Popper toy, which was released in 1987.
Though it confusingly has a 1984 Columbia Pictures copyright stamped on it.
Right, super confusing. So it's telling apart that 1987 original from the 2021 Hasbro Kenner Classics reissue.
And you'd think, oh, just look up the serial numbers or production runs.
Exactly, but the source material points out right away that toy companies notoriously keep exact production numbers locked away. They just don't release them.
Yeah, so we can't just run a barcode through a database. We have to rely entirely on the physical object itself.
Which is kind of cool, honestly.
It is. It's like looking at the rings of a tree. The physical design of the toy actually expanded and hardened around the cultural pressures of its specific decade.
I really love that analogy. And looking at the first tree ring, I guess the color, I'm actually a little confused.
How so?
Well, the 1987 original main body is this matte black or like a very dark navy blue. It looks gritty,
Yeah, it has that grounded 80s look.
Right. But the 2021 reissue is cast in this incredibly bright, saturated blue. Why even change it? Doesn't altering the color completely defeat the purpose of selling a historical reissue?
What's fascinating here is that manufacturing a retro line isn't actually about historical accuracy.
Wait, really? What is it about then?
It's about standardizing a brand aesthetic years after the fact. Back in the 80s, Kenner was just, rushing to get toys on the shelves. Things didn't always match.
Right, they were just churning them out.
Exactly. But today, Hasbro is curating this whole nostalgic ecosystem. They deliberately molded the new Popper in that bright blue to perfectly match other vintage toys.
Oh, like the Proton Pack and the Ghost Trap?
You got it. They want them to look uniformly perfect together on a modern collector's shelf, even though, they never actually matched in reality back in the day.
Oh, wow. So it's like a modern corporate synergy makeover. They are actively revising the past to make it look cleaner.
That is exactly what it is. And, I noticed they tweaked the physical feel of it, too.
Yeah, the handles.
Right. The 1987 handles are just standard, smooth cylinders. Pretty basic.
But the reissue mold has these defined ergonomic finger grips, which, I guess is nice for holding it.
Yeah, it shows that even when we are buying pure nostalgia, modern expectations for basic comfort still dictate the design process.
That makes sense. Okay, I get tweaking the outside to look better on a shelf or feel better in your hand, but that logic totally falls apart when we look at the inside of the toy.
Ah, the internal mechanics.
Yeah, the 1987 Blaster has a clear barrel with these really cool bright red internals, but the 2021 version swaps all of that for a blaring neon safety orange.
It's quite a look.
It's terrible. That definitely doesn't look better on a display shelf. What happened there?
Well, that is where the law steps in. In the decades between the original release and the reissue, federal regulations regarding imitation firearms just completely shifted.
Oh, so they had no choice.
None at all. To ensure that toys, even brightly colored sci-fi blasters, couldn't be mistaken for real weapons by law enforcement, manufacturers were legally mandated to use highly visible orange.
So they had to use it for the barrels and internal mechanisms.
Yeah, they literally had to re-engineer the injection molds just to comply with modern safety standards.
Man. And speaking of legal mandates, I am looking at the bottom of the 2021 reissue right now.
The text block.
Yes. There is a massive block of safety warnings, modern legal text, and Hasbro trademark stamped deeply into the plastic.
It's huge.
The 1987 one just has a tiny copyright line. I get that companies need to avoid lawsuits, but stamping a legal document into what is basically a magic wand, it completely shatters the illusion for me.
It definitely takes you out of the fantasy.
Right. Like, why not just put the warning on the box and leave the actual toy alone?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you're actually seeing a 34-year legal evolution physically scarred into the toy itself.
Scarred is a good word for it.
Right. Because putting a warning on a box, or using a sticker, simply isn't enough anymore. If a sticker peels off, or a parent throws the box away, the manufacturer is suddenly liable.
Oh, I see. So the toy itself has to be the warning.
Exactly. In our modern era of strict corporate liability and global compliance, that block of text has to be a permanent, molded shield against lawsuits.
That is wild.
It really highlights how nostalgia products are rarely just replicas of the past. They are essentially physical manifestations of present-day anxieties.
That makes so much sense. It's like the toy itself had to put on legal armor before it could leave the factory.
That's a great way to put it.
Which completely explains the packaging, too, because if you look at the 1987 box, it's just in English. It comes with these cardboard ghost targets.
But in the box.
Yes. There's a photo of a boy firing the thing with absolutely zero eye protection, just blasting away.
A vastly different threshold for risk in marketing back then.
A completely different world. You jump to the 2021 reissue box, and it's a universal multi-language design.
Right, to meet global sales standards.
Yeah, and there's a giant choking hazard warning in the top corner. Plus, the brand new photo prominently features a child actor wearing these thick, clear safety glasses.
They weren't taking any chances this time around. And for anyone who wants to see how stark that contrast really is, our source document points to a couple of great resources.
I'll write the video.
Yeah, you can check out the Spook Central Kenner Classics Ghost Popper Review or the Hasbro Kenner Classics Ghost Popper Video Review.
They have excellent visual side-by-sides, right?
They do. It really helps to see them right next to each other.
So what does this all mean? The document asks a very practical question at the very end. It asks, are you checking a loose toy or a sealed box?
This raises an important question about how context dictates history, really.
How so?
Well, if it's sealed in the box, the era gives itself away immediately through the packaging. You see the safety glasses, the multi-language text, the giant warnings. You know it's modern.
But a loose toy demands you to be a bit of a detective.
Exactly. Without the box, you have to look for the structural changes.
Don, this basically means you have a full toolkit now. If you're looking at
Where'd you get this jalopy? Local pawn shop. I know a guy. So, where we headed?
Exactly.
Anywhere we
You're
want.
checking for the revised brand-new plastic, the ergonomic finger grips, the mandated safety orange internals, and of course that massive liability shield stamped onto the bottom.
It's basically a perfect synthesis of aesthetic changes and legal history, just all wrapped up in a piece of plastic.
It really is. But there is one final, provocative thought I want to leave you with, Don. And anyone else listening.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
The document explicitly points out that exact production numbers for these toys are not public. Nobody outside of Hasbro actually knows how many 1987 originals or 2021 reissues exist in the world.
Right. It's a total black box.
So if we don't have the real data, how does the collector market even define true scarcity?
It's a great point. It's all based on perception.
Right. Is it possible that because of modern limited production runs, or maybe just varying retail distribution, the mass-produced 2021 reissue could one day actually be harder to find than the 1987 original?
It's completely possible. People assume old means rare, but that isn't always
Speak
true.
about it.
Exactly.
Be about
it. Makes
it.
you wonder how
Read
a total
about
lack
it.
of official
Get
data
yours
breeds
today.
entirely subjective
Toot,
sense of
toot,
value.
toot, toot.
It's definitely
Get
something
yours
to
today.
Yeah, just something to think about the next time you find yourself holding two identical-looking artifacts, trying to figure out which one is the real time traveler.